said, though, we've seen so many of these qualifying spots come down to tiebreakers, come down to the very last elimination, sometimes coming down to two tiebreakers deep. The ones who are qualifying, they're going for it in those circumstances.
Now Kaizui here, a player who we've seen continually do well in these tournaments, and that is brilliant. Kaizui knew he was no longer going to carry these stink grenades. The chili pepper spawn. I'm wondering if anyone picks up a chili pepper for late game rotation. How funny would that be? Someone's moving faster. I mean,
the extra speed would certainly help. Don't know if you can, like, spare the half second it takes to activate. FC puts down the traps, but the traps only do you so well if the player actually drops in. Stretch, as you see, 19 spots total up for grabs today. We have already given away 10. We'll have an 11th when Brazil wraps up. And Sprite sticking with it, picking up Strawberry's lap.
And Sprite was actually...
And now he's going to turn back and look at those players because they're going to be forced to rotate into him. They were getting their last shots off before they had to move, and he's now going to pick up elims for it. He was ready, puts the trap down, and then blocks that player underneath. That player is going to be able to disengage either out the side or down the bottom, but Stretch
to the full 100 HP.
And now just leaving that side open, knowing the players aren't going to be looking towards his direction just because the angle of the rotation. Picks up Sofa. Does get cracked back a little bit, so needs to find some space. The Potman is again opting not to full cover himself because, again,
I like that right now he's being conservative. Yeah, I like that a lot. Wasn't overbuilding on high ground, knowing he's probably going to drop down. Even now, still just putting enough connected, making sure to stay exactly where he needs to.
Cluster. WD being picked up by Fernando. You have Sprite, who's in the high ground in your top right, as Damien picks up Zayt, and that was outside of the top 5, so drop points there for Zayt, as now it's all about the elims and Victor out. Stretch drops down, picks up Fernando, but Sprite has just been running it.
I mean, Stretch should not be able to win this game.
He's going to drop him down, though.
He's going to start to spray. This build could collapse here at any moment. Doesn't actually finish shooting it out.
Sprite goes to challenge, got it.
Yep. That's it. Well done by Sprite. Kind of builds on out into the zone for 5 rockets in this epic rocket launcher. There's the quick one. Bello immediately limbed, and you got to go for it.
He wants him. Yep, he wants to go for it. But he sees the other player there. Is able to play Luke Goblin. Also picks up a redeploy, so if he can work vertically, he'll be good. But he didn't get a ton of those mats. Picks up top 25, please. You got your top 25, 24th for you. So 3 points and not much else. But Yarop making short work of the backside of the lobby as top 26.
He's stuck in the bottom. He's stuck in this box.
That player has to know. He's just going to start swinging, hoping to make contact. But instead, what? Picks up Young Lord. So if you're not jumping around, you don't get any type of indication the player is there. So Vice opting to just stay stationary and stay right in front of him. He gets the drop on him.
But very low on HP.
Yep. T-Chad up on that ultimate high. Brian T on the mid-tarp takes out Flame as we get closer to that last placement threshold. There's Vice holding the edit angle. Gets one good tack shot. Opts to pop what I think is his last. Yes, it's going to be his last smoke bomb now as he tries to work up vertically, trying to extend the time. Gets onto the mid-tarp. 1, 2, 3 shots with that rare attack onto Brian T, and he picks that one up. 6 players remaining as all the shots are going out. Picks up Nikiski as well for top 5. Those are their high impact elims, and he's not done as he drops down and picks up Chewy as well. Vice 6 elims so far, and now it's all about the elims and the Victor Rail, and it's down. Tidab Vice is putting on a clinic. He says, "This is my Sunday. Take it away from me."
Vice 7 elims at max HP as well. Vice going for it, trying to build up for the high ground, trying to stay ahead of the zone. Drum gun putting on pressure. The trap comes. He got both! He got both! Vice drops the trap and runs away as he does. He's expecting the player to be below this pyramid. And oh my goodness, gets the replace. There it is. This guy's weak. It should be a free limb. Yeah, down goes Sloppy. Heads up play from... So now repopping it. There we go. I've had that happen countless times. As now player already inside the box, and woof. All right, there's a solid 150 in there. Will still put some damage out there as Bucky rips Stretch apart with that drum gun, but needs to find that medium ammo. Will get some from Skeptic there, but again, not quite a ton, still at 67, but more than enough to get it done. The shadow bomb until you're basically guaranteed to get in the zone. Like, look, right there, that box that Bucky just made would be exactly in zone, and a brilliant challenge there.
That's his old box.
And now this is going to come down to pure tunneling right here from Bucky. No more movement items. Quick little spray on the physics. Bucky doing a great job of making sure to stay ahead of this rotation, but also give himself a second or two to look back and possibly pick up a couple eliminations. Still right on the forward edge of this zone. I love what I'm seeing. It is Zake, though, on the high ground.
The one more build, so gonna see him off to take a little bit of fall damage, but then trades it right back out away by picking up Flicks and then also picking up Deity. But Bucky doing the same thing. So Zate clears out the high ground, Bucky clears out the low ground, and now we have a 1v1. Bucky with all the mats and the low ground sprays up towards Zate. Who has the better drum? Who has the better positioning? Who will close this out as Bucky begins his move for the high ground?
Whoa, he just got high ground so easily right there. Zate, I mean, I don't know Zate's material count, but Zate's got to be out. Yeah, there's no way Zate has any materials. There it is. I was like, okay, wait. That was suspiciously easy. And yeah, it was because Zate was out of mats. And look, what is it about these kids? Like, what makes this possible? And honestly, one thing that was really brought up to me that stood out was one of them said, when you are this age, and this is like for a lot of these kids, it's their first big game competing in. They're so new to it. There's the awe of it all. That's all they're thinking about. All they want to do is get better, and they love every second of it.
Well, and a big thing there, too, you talk about the whole, like, almost being addicted to wanting to get better. One thing I've noticed with a lot of these guys, and I wouldn't necessarily say it's addicted to it, but they hate losing a creative against one of your teammates when you're just warming up. Nobody wants to be in this position, particularly when you are at this level, when you're in that top 0.001% of players and you're playing for a spot in New York City who have been around this for a while. Grind out a game plan, come prepared with that, and then execute on it. There's so many different ways for these players to be successful, and that's what it's all about as now Vix. Yeah, Landjock picking up the Siren on that low side of the storm. You have Dubs, again, recently signed by FaZe with this duo Mega, dominating that high ground right now, utilizing that drum gun inside kind of that comfort zone of having the 100 medium ammo, so he's going to be able to just spray and punish as aggro goes down. Landjock picks up call-in frags as well, so now we're into that top 5. It's all about the elims and the victory route. Jaden Shots goes down to the storm. Dubs is still pressing forward. Like I said, the best of the best aren't concerned with just barely making it. They want to win every fight. They want every point. As Vix gets Landjock on the low ground, Dubs gets Nate Hill on the high ground. Now it's Dubs versus Vix, and Dubs rat-tat-tat-tat.
Just holding the pyramid, cone at it for the moment, looking for a snipe. Just like that, Slacks is caught off guard, and now that's the green light to go. But it seems like the player nearby also has the same idea. And I'm wondering if Cloaksy now gets aggressive on this person who's going for his loot. Turns back for the one nearby. That's a quick little 60 tag.
I'm nervous because he is not covering his back there with the player who just played Luke Goblin. However, for the solos but has yet to qualify, there's very few of them. He is being the one up there with the highest average. Rogue Shark is also up there on that list as we hop on board with him, taking out Hokage Winteru and then just pushing forward. Doesn't care if the trap is there. Let the trap go off, Kearney. Rogue Shark says, I got something better.
With this combat shoddy, heavy sniper ready to be used potentially to get in this box as well. And here he goes. Cloaksy, wall is his. And just like that, another elimination, some extra materials to continue to build on in with.
And top 15, so that's huge for him. That's a nice little 3-point swing, but gets caught with his blueprints out by Little Hype, who is rocking here. Will the dream be enough? 13 players remaining. Slothy picks up Strife. Predator goes down to the storm. Rogue Shark, another one of those players who's been top 100 every time, takes the high ground.
Top 10 scenario. Shadow bombs ready. Quick little shot. And we've seen this more and more, how good this combat shotgun can be. Taking some storm damage for the moment, just trying to stay above this mountain. But look at how tight-packed 5 players are right now, all on this one level. And you see just how hectic this is. It's an absolute spray fest with the drum gun. Snoo trying to connect any tack shotgun shots possible. There's one. There's two. There's... No! I thought the third.
Shotgun ended up picking it up. Now Shot needs to get back into the zone. But Rogue Shark just took control of the high ground. So when he ran out into the storm, he grabbed enough mats to get up there, and he blocks everyone else out. Now he wants that last elim. He knows the player has to be low. Instead, just going to wait it out.